if someone wants to kind of GTFO America,
Yeah.
what's the best way to do that?
Okay, let's talk about that topic. That's a serious topic, and a lot of people are interested in that, and particularly because, I mean, there are roving bands of ICE people arresting people, and I'm getting calls almost daily from people who are scared and, perfectly legitimately in the US, but are about to be deported, etc. So we
Yeah.
need to be clear. Is Canada an option for people who are illegally in the United States? Is one question. And then
Right.
is Canada an option for people who perhaps politically or otherwise, socially or whatever, such as health issues or whatever, want to leave because they're not being treated properly in Canada? Those are two questions. You raised that question. So let's go with the
Or
second.
just fear of being rounded up to one of his wellness camps.
Okay. If you are afraid, you're an American. Let's say we're going to deal with legitimate Americans first. That is to say, citizens, permanent residents, people on work permits, and protected temporary protected status or whatever first.
Perfect.
Such a person could come to Canada and at the border claim refugee status. Now, if you're an American, you can say, I have a well-founded fear of persecution based on my race, religion, political opinion, national background, and there are other social. There's the issue of sexual orientation and so on. These are legitimate grounds. If you have a well-founded fear that you can show, then you can claim refugee status, and you will be allowed to make your claim from the United States in Canada. However, if you are not a citizen of the United States, but are from somewhere else, then you need to show that you have a family member in Canada to be able to make such a claim. Otherwise, you won't be able to. You'll be turned away because of this safe third country agreement between Canada and the United States, which says each one of the countries is safe for refugees and therefore they don't need to escape somewhere else. That's a short answer for refugee issues. Now, for people who are in the United States and not in lawful status because they overstayed or they came illegally through the border, they came across the Rio Grande, or they came as a DACA kid with their family members, their parents who brought them in, whatever the reason, but they do not have lawful status in the United States and they want to come to Canada. They could come, but the ways of coming are very few and hard to access. I've already mentioned about a refugee claim. If they have a family member in Canada, no problem. They can come in and claim refugee status if they have a well-founded fear of persecution. If they don't have a family member, refugee status is out. And since they are in the United States unlawfully at the moment, all temporary roads to Canada are closed for them, such as visitor status, study permit, work permit type approaches, because Canada will say, well, these are temporary, and we have no guarantee you'll go back home because you're coming from America. It's obvious you don't want to stay in America. And, you're in America because you're escaping from wherever you came. So the likelihood of you leaving at the end of your period of authorized stay, if we let you in, is very limited. And therefore, for that reason, your chances of success are very limited. There's humanitarian and compassionate matters that could be considered, but by and large, humanitarian and compassionate considerations are not dealt with at the border. They are not a key to entry to Canada. So the ways to come to Canada for unlawfully present people in the United States are reduced down to permanent residence applications. In some way, they have to show that they can qualify for one of the streams that enables them to come permanently to Canada. Such streams might include, for example, the Federal Skilled Worker Express Entry Stream, the Federal Skilled Trade Stream. There are some provincial programs, skilled worker programs that one could qualify for, especially, for example, for French speakers. Canada is very interested in upping the number of French speakers. There are family-based applications. So let's say you got a wife in Canada and you're from the United States, your wife sponsors you. That's a capable way of coming. That's a way of coming in. Yeah. In short, you're going to need the advice of a lawyer, and I'm not trying to promote myself here. Any good immigration lawyer in Canada can help people like that. And that's the way you'd have to sort out what is your road to Canada.